You're watching KLTX, Channel 15, serving the city of Lufkin.
April is Child Abuse Awareness Month, and one local agency is hoping to make a difference by informing and empowering our community to make child abuse prevention a top priority. Plans are underway for the annual Cinco de Mayo celebration in Lufkin. We will learn why more people come to this event every year from all over East Texas. And as always, we have the latest news and information from City Hall and the surrounding community. Hi everyone, I'm Yana Ogletree and welcome to this edition of City Hall Update. A city election will be held May 7th for the purpose of electing council members for wards 1 and 3. Voting will take place from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 2 polling places in Lufkin. In Ward 1, voters can cast their ballots at City Hall, while Ward 3 voters can cast ballots at the Lufkin Middle School. Early voting by personal appearance will be conducted in the Lufkin City Hall atrium between the hours of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on April the 25th and 26th, and between the hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on April 27th to April 29th, and May 1st through May 3rd. Now keep in mind the winners of both Wards 1 and 3 will serve 3-year terms. The entrance to Kit McConaughey Park has changed. City crews gated the old Moffett Road entrance last month as TxDOT finished the road work that included a new entrance to the park. For visitors coming from the north, you would need to access Business 59 North onto the South Frontage Road. You are not able to access directly from North Loop 287. Visitors coming from the south would exit off Loop 287 at Highway 103 or Atkinson Drive. Then in approximately 1 mile, turn left onto FM 842 to Old Moffett Road. Signs will direct you. You can find a detailed map on the Parks and Recreation webpage for more precise directions. The Ellen Trout Zoo has long been recognized as one of the best small zoos in the country. With its national accreditations, the zoo continues to provide a wide variety of animal exhibits, from wild tigers and jaguars to majestic giraffes and exotic birds. Along with its beauty, engaging animal exhibits, the zoo also has an outstanding education department. It's a great learning resource for area schools. Recently, the Lufkin Middle School 7th grade STEM class visited the zoo, but not to see the wide variety of animals. They were there to find out what's living within the waters of the Ellen Trout Lake.
With your net, you're going to come all the way down. What was my first rule?
No, getting our feet wet.
We're not getting our feet wet, so you can come all the way down to the edge, but we're not stepping in the water. And you're going to take your net. What were we supposed to do with the bottom part of our net? Scrape it along the bottom. They are doing a macroinvertebrate survey of Ellen Trout Lake to see if it's a healthy ecosystem. Look, you see these little guys crawling around in here? They made a prediction about whether or not they thought the lake was healthy or not, and then they are collecting organisms to take back to the classroom to identify little macroinvertebrates, things that are small insects that live in the water here that support the ecosystem, and they're going to identify them, and they put them in pollution tolerance categories to decide whether or not the lake is healthy ecosystem or not. You got a mayfly nymph. Nice job.
Wow.
There's nothing more valuable than actually hands-on activities for the kids. Lecturing in the classroom is nothing like being actually able to put your hands on it and feel it and look at it.
Well, I like looking in the lake because you find so much interesting things, and like we found like so many spiders and beetles, and it's really fun.
So the first couple things in front of you are these identification guides. They are very important because you are going to be using them to figure out what each organism is called, okay? Oh yeah, this is an excellent learning environment for our students, and the opportunity for them to come out here and get their hands dirty and have a real hands-on science survey. That's something that's a citizen science project really that can help our ecosystem and be able to help our environment, and for them to really get this opportunity is really amazing. So having something here at the zoo and having this classroom space and the lake right here is really a vital part of making this experience happen.
Now, this is the first year the zoo has held this type of class. No doubt there will be more in the future. Local teachers had their own discovery workshop last month. The course is called Growing Up Wild. Ellen Trout Zoo's Education Department hosted the teacher training for area Head Start teachers. This nationally recognized program builds on children's sense of wonder about nature and invites them to explore wildlife and the world around them. This program provides educators of children 3 to 7 years of age with activities and experiences to support positive development of an appreciation of nature and to develop social and academic skills. Teachers also received 3 hours of continuing education credits. On April 23rd, the zoo celebrates Earth Day. Come to the zoo as they showcase all that is wild and wonderful about Deep East Texas, including native plants and animals, local habitats, state and national parks, and outdoor activities. Ellen Trout Zoo will also proudly be hosting its first Green Arts Festival in conjunction with Angelina Beautiful Clean, featuring works by local students. This is fun for the whole family. Then on April 30th, the zoo hosts its annual Zoo Brew, stout or light, dark or pale. Take your pick or try them all at the 3rd annual Zoo Brew. For adults in the community, Zoo Brew is a beer tasting fundraiser for the zoo. Come out and enjoy live entertainment and a large selection of beers and tasty foods from local restaurants. You can get ticket information by contacting the zoo's main office at 633-0394. Main Street Lufkin is preparing for the 24th annual Downtown Hoedown taking place April 16th. The Hoedown Festival includes plenty of arts and crafts, live entertainment, a wide variety of community organizational booths, children's activities, and of course, great food. Come downtown on Saturday, April 16th for all the Hoedown fun. The Lufkin Convention and Visitors Bureau is excited to host one of the larger conventions held in the state. Celebrating its 25th anniversary this year, the Texas Big Game Awards is a partnership of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department and the Texas Wildlife Association. The purpose of this organization is to make everyone aware of the important role ethical hunting and habitat management play in the lives of our young people and to the ecosystem over which we must be responsible stewards. Under this program, awards are given to all scored entries that meet minimum regional requirements, first-time hunters, youth hunters, and landowners. The TBGA is excited to come back to Lufkin on May 14th for the 2nd year in a row and partner with the Lufkin CVB. For more information on the Texas Big Game Awards, please visit texasbiggamesaward.org. The weather has warmed up and students are now looking forward to the end of another school year. As the students start counting down to the last days of school, it is time for parents to plan those summer activities to keep their kids busy. The Kurth Memorial Library is a great place to start. Preliminary plans for this summer's reading program are already being developed. The Family Summer Reading Program begins June 6th and runs through August 12th. The theme this year is Vote for Books. Children and teens will get to experience the election process throughout the summer by voting for books. Kids will be separated by grade level. A small selection of books will be listed for each group to vote on during their primaries. Debates, posters, buttons, and campaign commercials will be created by the children in the program. Winning candidates will be announced at the end of the summer. Be sure to check the library's webpage at the city's website for the list of all the activities for this summer's exciting campaign. The Pines Theater in downtown Lufkin is the place to be to take in a classic movie or live entertainment. This month, the Pines is asking, where were you in '62? Take a trip back to that era as the Pines shows American Graffiti on April the 16th. On May 6th, Kicks 105 again hosts its monthly movie series by presenting Fireproof. Then made plans to come back on May 28th for Raiders of the Lost Ark. All showtimes are at 7 p.m. All movie listings and ticket information can be found at thepineslufkin.com. When it comes to live entertainment, the Pines Present series offers some of the best. The series takes a break this summer. However, watch for the stage to be lit up with live entertainment once again starting in September. You can find the complete Pines Present listings and ticket information at thepineslufkin.com or call 633-0349. And if you are interested in having your next meeting or special event at the Pines, visit the Pines website or call 633-0279 to learn more about renting this historic facility. Be sure to keep track of all the Pines activities on its Facebook page or follow them on Twitter. The Angelina County and City's Health District is proud to announce the opening of a new WIC clinic in North Lufkin. Sponsored by the Impact Lufkin Initiative and the TLL Temple Foundation, the new clinic is located at 105 Lofton Street near the Kurth Drive underpass. The WIC office will open the second Wednesday of each month beginning April 13th. As the clinic grows, the district will consider expanding its hours of operation. The Texas Forestry Museum is developing a new temporary exhibit that will feature antique kitchen gadgets from the late 1800s to the 1950s. If your family has an antique gadget that your grandmother or even great-grandmother may have used in the kitchen, consider sharing an interesting piece of history with others by putting it on display at the museum. Only kitchen gadgets in good condition from the correct time period will be considered for the exhibit. All items chosen for the exhibit will be temporarily loaned to the museum and safely displayed beginning at the Sawmill Sampler on May 20th through the end of August. The owner's name and the item's history will be featured in the exhibit. The deadline for submitting kitchen gadgets is April 30th. For more information, contact the museum at 936-632-9535 or at info@treetexas.com. Seniors in the area are invited to join the fun with Senior Circle. Woodland Heights Medical Center offers monthly luncheons that are held the second Wednesday of each month at noon at the Affinity Center. The program strives to inform seniors how to live healthy, save money, and have fun. Call Amanda Anderson at 637-8687 to RSVP and to learn more about joining Senior Circle. The CHI St. Luke's Health Memorial Women's Power Lunch is scheduled for Wednesday, April 27th from noon to 1 at the Lufkin Hospital. Everyone is welcome to attend this free educational luncheon. Now, each month, the Women's Power Lunch features a variety of health topics presented by local physicians and healthcare experts. If you would like to attend, simply call 936-639-7613 or email lmott@memorialhealth.org to get registered. Last month, women attending the monthly Women's Power Lunch got a first-hand look at the area's most advanced robotic surgical system, the Da Vinci Xi robot. Utilizing a training Xi robot, the women had an opportunity to put their surgical skills to the test while taking the controls and performing basic maneuvers on the robot. Additionally, CHI St. Luke's Health hosted a Business After 5 with the Lufkin Angelina County Chamber of Commerce that featured the new multi-million-dollar surgical technology and the surgeons who use a robot to perform some of the most complex cases. The Da Vinci Xi is made up of two components, the surgeon's console and the robotic arms containing tiny instruments that are inserted into the patient's body through very small incisions. The Xi system's 3D HD vision system at the surgeon console provides a highly magnified view, virtually extending the surgeon's eyes and hands into the patient. The public got a chance to experience firsthand how the equipment is used. CHI St. Luke's Health Memorial is the first hospital in the state to acquire the Da Vinci HD robotic system nearly a decade ago. With only one more show after this month's Hot Sardines concert, the Angelina Arts Alliance is already ready to announce the 2016-17 Performing Arts Series. The big reveal takes place on Friday, May 6th at the Lufkin Chamber of Commerce First Friday Luncheon at Crown Colony. It will be the 16th season for the Arts Alliance. But before that happens, there is still one more chance to take in some great entertainment. On May 18th and May 19th, it's the much anticipated Broadway smash, Mamma Mia. To purchase tickets or for more information, visit angelinaarts.org or call the box office at 936-633-5454. Along with its many wonderful exhibits on display, the Museum of East Texas has great creative workshops and programs for the public. This month is Paint and Clay. On April 23rd, children and adults of all ages are invited to join in for a fun afternoon of painting and STEM classes. Artist Ann Pfeiffer Reyes will lead children in painting, while students from Lufkin Middle School will lead STEM-related activities in conjunction with the exhibit Dirty Bugs, What's That Lurking Out There? Free watercolor sets will be given away and refreshments will be provided. On April 30th, you can test your molding skills. Students of all skill levels, ages 15 and up, are welcome to come and learn how to work with clay with artist Melanie Moses. All supplies are provided. Plan to bring a brown bag lunch and RSVP for the painting class by Friday, April 22nd. Call Jordan Dean at 936-639-4434 or send an email to the address on your screen to get registered. A child who has been abused is forever changed. According to the National Council on Child Abuse and Family Violence, more than 2.5 million reports of child abuse are made in the United States annually, with hundreds of deaths related to child abuse reported each year. April is Child Abuse Awareness Month, and Harold's House of Lufkin is one of the many organizations that is helping to make a difference in the lives of abused and neglected children. This month, Harold's House has many activities planned to commemorate Child Abuse Month. Please welcome Harold's House Executive Director, Deanna Wallace. Deanna, welcome to City Hall Update. It's a pleasure to have you back on the show. We're talking about Harold's House. In April is Child Abuse Prevention Month.
It is. It's National Child Abuse Prevention Month. April is also Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Okay.
So the two kind of go hand in hand with our jobs at Harold's House.
And at Harold's House, I know that there are many parts to what you do, but one thing is education, and you want to educate the public on the signs and signs of child abuse, prevention, and basically what can we do to make a difference?
We do. Education is a huge part of what we do. So we have a free curriculum we offer to any youth-serving organization. Our educator, Ashley Cook, will come out and do a completely free to your organization recognition, reporting, prevention type program that also meets T requirements for school districts also. So we're able to really just getting the word out that we're available for this free training is key.
So what all is going on during the month of April?
April is a busy month. Like I said, we've got a double whammy with child abuse prevention and sexual assault awareness. So there's a lot of areas we're teaming up with other organizations in Lufkin that serve these two victim groups, I guess. So, wow, the list is long, so I don't forget anything. We have month-long displays that we'll be doing there at Harold's house on our grounds. We have a pinwheel display that we do. We have a large board that shows the number of victims we served last year, which was over 1,200.
1,200. So 1,200 cases were made, or?
There were 400 cases,
400
primary
Wow.
victims reported, and the rest of that makeup is our secondary victims that people often don't think about as victims, but they are, and that would be siblings or parents who were exposed to the abuse or otherwise affected by it.
So 400 cases, and that includes Angelina, Nacogdoches, and Sabine?
Yes.
Sabine counties. All those have gone to trial, or they're waiting to go to trial, or
No,
what's...
sadly, only about 3% of our cases ever make it to a courtroom. A lot are pled out, or there's just not enough evidence to send them to court. So a lot of times they'll kind of fizzle out in the justice system, but part of our role is making sure, regardless of where the case goes, that these kids get counseling and can move on emotionally past this
Do
abuse.
they move back in with the family if the perpetrator was in the family?
Now that's usually up to CPS and the courts. If the perpetrator was a family member, usually not. But it is, up to CPS and the court system as to whether the child returns to the family. But there's a huge foster care crisis in the state of Texas right now. There are not enough foster families for the removal CPS is currently doing.
So what happens to those kids?
They're sleeping at the CPS offices. They're being shipped hundreds of miles from their home to group homes where they can be accommodated. But ours is a statewide crisis. It's not just here.
And so that's why it's so important. I mean, if things like this are happening to these kids, counseling is so important.
Yes.
And that is the service that you offer at Harold's house?
We currently don't do it in-house. We refer our counseling out, and we have a number of partner organizations we refer to, and they are all hold a very specific certification, a trauma-focused cognitive-based therapy certification that allows them to deal more adequately with the children who have suffered this type of abuse.
Okay, so moving on, what other events do you have planned for April?
Okay, so we also have teamed up with the school districts to have the primary and elementary age children color ribbons blue representing Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we'll have these hung in a public display area, location yet to be determined, but they will be we'll have that figured out by April 1. And we're doing that in two counties, Angelina and Nacogdoches County. We've also teamed up with the middle school and high schoolers, because while our primary victim age is between 6 and 12 years old, the older ones, sometimes it takes time for them to get up enough courage to report. So they're not immune there either. So we've teamed up with the art clubs to do an art tree with ribbons representing the cause as well. On April 4th, the Angelina County Child Welfare Board always does their flag raise and presentation in front of the Angelina County Courthouse, and Harold's House will be participating a little bit this year with a balloon release as well, recognizing the survivors and victims of abuse. On April 8th, the Family Crisis Center, who covers more of the Sexual Assault Awareness Month, will be doing prevention in the park at Louis-Bruneau Park here next to City Hall from 12 to 1. It's a free event, and some of Harold's House staff will be speaking at that event also. On the 12th, the Family Crisis Center is doing a really neat initiative. It's called Walk a Mile in Her Shoes, and they are asking men to walk a mile around Angelina College campus in high heels or women's shoes.
I think I've seen that before, and that is very entertaining.
It is. Women make it look easy, but
Yeah,
it's not. On the 13th, Harold's House is teaming up with Lufkin community partners to provide an appreciation breakfast for CPS. They are so overworked, understaffed, and like I said, the whole system is in a renovation and kind of crisis mode right now with not enough placements for these kids. On the 14th, the Family Crisis Center is offering a free women's self-defense course at Angelina College campus, and that'll be given by Six Guns Martial Arts from 5:30 to 8:30, and of course women can contact the Family Crisis Center for more information there.
You see a lot of those self-defense classes being offered for women.
You do.
And a lot of women do participate in them, and it's something good to know.
It is. And you know, women are so active in East Texas outdoors. You see them out running and jogging and biking alone oftentimes, and it's good to have some coping mechanisms.
And also knowing that the security of knowing that if you could potentially ward off an attacker. Yes, good skills to have. And then lastly, we have on the 19th, the Family Crisis Center will be hosting the premiere of The Hunting Ground at Angelina College at Hudgens Hall from 6 to 8 p.m. And Harold's House will also have a table and a booth there for all free events?
For information, all free events.
So a lot, you're right, a lot going on during the month of April to bring awareness to child abuse and what role we play in helping to solve it. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever solve it, but to decrease the number of children who are at the hands of an abuser.
And the key really is reporting and prevention. So the more we can educate people on the signs and symptoms of abuse and educate them on how to report that suspected abuse, the quicker we can get to these kids and get them out of those toxic environments.
Yeah. So 1,200 cases reported last year in our 3-county area here, Angelina, Nacogdoches, and Sabine. 400 actually active cases, like Deanna mentioned. But it's everyone's responsibility to make a difference in the lives of these children. And you can do that by going to one of these events and being educated on some of the things that about prevention and things to look for, and so it's free to the public. So Deanna, thank you for joining us. Before you leave, is there a website where we can go and look at all this information?
We do. heraldshouse.org is our website where some of this is listed. Also, following our Facebook page is a great way to get the latest and greatest of our updates. They come out there first. We can get the word out immediately.
And it's at Harold's House.
It is Harold's House, East Texas Alliance for Children.
Deanna, thank you again for joining us. Best of luck this month with all of these wonderful activities.
Thank you.
As Vice President of Dean of Instruction at Angelina College, Dr. Patricia McKenzie has played an active role in enhancing the lives of thousands of students seeking higher education. And now, after nearly 5 decades, Dr. McKenzie has announced that she will retire from Angelina College on May 31st. We are excited to have her with us today to talk about the next chapter in her life. Dr. McKenzie, it's such an honor to have you on City Hall Update as you say so long to Angelina College after how many decades?
I started with Angelina College September the 3rd, 1969.
That's incredible, incredible. You have left a lasting impression on thousands of students throughout East Texas and beyond with your work at Angelina College. Is it just time to retire? I would think after that many years.
It's probably time to give someone else an opportunity to enjoy all of the benefits of serving others as an administrator, as a supervisor, as an instructor. And you can't match that any place. Education gives you the opportunity to grow, but also to help others.
So what do you plan to do after you walk out those doors?
Well, I'll never leave Angelina College. It's too much a part of my life. And so I'm hoping that I can become a community liaison. And those students who didn't accept the invitation, I'm hoping that I can be there to offer them the ride, offer them the assistance, offer them the clarity about higher education, and take away some of the myths, because some people don't know that we are there to be a part of their future.
So you're not retiring?
I'm changing locations.
Well, let's think back through all those years at Angelina College. What are some of your most memorable times there?
Memorable times would begin with my full-time nursing position, because that's how I started with Angelina College. And at that time, we didn't have a separate building. So we were officed in the student center. And at that time, it was a real student center. So they had ping pong tables, and they had music. And you can imagine trying to teach with that going on. So we all had our jobs. If it was your day to teach, someone else would go down. Be sure the ping pong balls were put in a secure place. Be sure the music was unplugged so you could have a learning environment on the second floor. The students at that time probably didn't like us, but we were dedicated to our nursing students. And if you can't hear and engage in the discussion, it's hard to learn what is going on. Some of the other memorable occasions have occurred since I have been in administration. And some people thought I would never, ever leave. Well, the first year, I didn't leave. I thought I could serve both as a program coordinator for the nursing program and as the Dean of Instruction and Admissions, as the position was named then. And I found out even I didn't have fast enough roller skates.
I'm surprised.
So each time that I was in the administration building, someone would need something in the nursing building. After 1 year, I decided that I would become full-time. The other memorable growth there has to do with the change in the name. When I became a member of the nursing faculty, we had the nursing division. That lasted until we began to add programs, 1975. So now it's the health careers division. Other memorable times have occurred because administrators signed up for evening duty. And when you signed up for evening duty, that meant that the students in the evening program had access. And the one time I tried to open doors on the north side and the south side of the campus because two people showed up at the same time, and I said, I can't do that and be in two places at the same time. So if you can wait a moment, I'll wait right here. The student who needed to get in a building on the north side said. So we went to the south side, opened the door, let the student into that facility, came back to the administration building, and then walked with the other student to that location. But I had this vision of splitting me and being in two places at the same time.
Well, you definitely got your exercise. You didn't have to enroll in an exercise program or anything. But you know, Dr. McKenzie, I know you've done a large amount of work in the community and serving on many, many boards. One of the more recent boards you served on was the hospital board, CHI St. Luke's Health. You were on that board for many, many years, still serve on the specialty board. Is that correct?
Still serve as a liaison to St. Augustine.
Okay, good. But from the hospital viewpoint, we still see Dr. McKenzie. We see you as many, many things, but we see you in the healthcare profession, and we constantly hear stories. When you're on campus, someone goes, oh, I remember when Dr. McKenzie did this. And one of the stories I heard not too long ago about you was when you were a nursing instructor, and you would take your students to do their clinicals at the hospitals. Right. And they would go about their business doing their clinicals on the floors, and then Dr. McKenzie would appear. And I heard from these nurses, they would scatter. because Dr. McKenzie, in her very authoritative voice, would come up to the student and say, "Hand me your cards and tell me what was on those cards." And why were they so frightened?
Probably because I demanded the best from them and I would not settle for anything else. I did not want a patient out there to get a person who graduated from Angelina College, who did not have the knowledge, did not have the skills, did not have the behavior and the attitude. So it demanded that I said to them, you had to work. Don't settle for anything less. The cards you mentioned were cards of preparation. Number one, it told me that they had completed their work the night before, because there was information about the diagnosis, information about treatments, information about medication. And when I asked for them, I wanted to know that they knew that information. You cannot take care of a patient and read the card at the same time. So our students had to do their job.
And you can, and you can definitely tell some of those nurses who went through your program, I mean, they're exceptional nurses, and obviously you trained them right.
Well, the education and the clinical experiences were created to establish a person who could think and could provide the skills that a patient needed. And whether you call them patients or clients or customers, they were still in a very fragile time of their life, and they relied on those nursing. Even our nursing students, they knew they were students, but they knew that we stood behind them because all of our instructors has a license to practice in the nurse.
And Dr. McKenzie, you have, how does it make you feel to know that you helped create one of the best nursing programs in the state?
It's an honor to have been a part of that.
A big part.
Working with my colleagues, we were all dedicated to the same outcome, that these would be the best nurses. We promised our community a very, very good practitioner. And the only way you can fulfill that promise is to remain dedicated to educating them.
That's wonderful. Okay, so you're going to be a community liaison, so you're not going home and eating bonbons. So what are, you're going to have
I
to
would never do that.
You're going to have to do something else. Or did you have a hobby or something that you're going to do after this retirement? Or
as you well know, volunteering is my hobby.
Yes, it is.
From the first time that I volunteered as a Peace Corps in 1965, I found out that there is a joy that you experience with helping others, and it doesn't compare to anything else. So when I returned home, it was natural that I would want to give back to my community. And I think you know that I am a native of Lufkin.
Right.
And as a result, I owed them a great deal more than I could ever give. So every opportunity I had, the American Heart Association, Lufkin State School Public Responsibility Committee, which now has a new name, and currently serving with the Coalition, the Mosaic Center. Even though I don't serve on the board, that's 22 years of helping to build a foundation when it was Memorial Health System of East Texas. And I'm hoping that CHI, St. Luke's Health Memorial, will carry on, and people who come in will know that if you come to a board setting, you come to dedicate your time, your knowledge, and to make it the best that you can be. You want people to say, you made a difference.
Dr. McKenzie, you have made a difference, so you have definitely lived up to the expectation that you have for yourself and in the community. You have done an exceptional job, and what a joy and a pleasure to know you and to serve on other boards and committees with you. It's been certainly a pleasure, and I mean, you may not be getting Angelina College, but we're going to see you everywhere else. Thank you for joining us, and best of luck to you.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to having the time to do all that other people wanted me to do, and I had to say no.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
The 5th of May is an important day for the Mexican culture, a relatively minor holiday in Mexico. But in the United States, Cinco de Mayo has evolved into a celebration of Mexican culture and heritage, particularly in areas with large Mexican-American populations. To let us know how Lufkin celebrates this holiday, we welcome organizers Roy Reyes and Yaneth Clifton. Well, May is quickly approaching, and that means it's almost time for Cinco de Mayo. Roy, Yaneth, thank you for joining us on City Hall Update. You're here to share with us information about an exciting festival that we've had now, what, 20 years. 20 years in Lufkin. And each year it just gets bigger and bigger, and more money is raised for wonderful causes. So let's just start off, for those of you who might be new to Lufkin, let's talk about what is Cinco de Mayo.
Well, it started as a holiday. You know, it's actually a battle between the Mexican army against the French back in the 1860s. You know, it's centuries ago, literally, where actually Napoleon was in power in French, and his army invaded Mexico, basically due to debt that the country had with France. Actually, Mexico had debt with U.S., Spain, and the French, and they negotiated, but the French did not want to negotiate, so they invaded Mexico. And in Puebla in 1862, there was a battle, Mexican army against the French, and the Mexicans defeated the French. And that's why we celebrate.
Cinco de Mayo. So there's a little brief history lesson for you. But in Lufkin, the Cinco de Mayo festival, tell me what that is.
Well, for me, that means good food, music, fun. Bring your family comes out, and it's just a great time with your family. And like I said, that we have so many. You mentioned that we have grown. We have so many vendors and so many fun things to do, and that's what I think about when I think of Cinco de Mayo in Lufkin. Is the festival.
So is it a family-oriented festival? Is it a family-friendly festival?
It is a family-friendly festival because the entire family is welcome. There's different segments going on during the 6 hours. It's a 6-hour event. We start at 11 officially and end at 5. So that's 6 hours. During those 6 hours, there's entertaining, there's a boxing tournament, there's the vendors, like Yaneth saying, arts and crafts, and Miss Cinco de Mayo, contest, and we also have a poster child, and Yaneth is basically in charge of that segment.
So tell me more about that, Yaneth.
Okay, well, each year we choose a child that is in need. And what we do is that we raise money in different ways. We have some collection cans that you may see out throughout the community, but also we do a Zumbathon for the poster child, and we do all kinds of fundraisers, trying to raise as many funds as we can, and then that is presented to the family as a love offering from the community, from Cinco de Mayo, for them to use as needed to benefit the child. And this year we have Lino Lopez, and he is going to be our poster child, and I am so excited to work with the family and to actually do some good things for the family and for Lino.
And how old is Lino?
Lino is a 10-year-old student at Costin Elementary, and he is in 4th grade. Right now he's not attending school, but we're hoping to get him back to school.
Good, good. Okay, so it sounds like a fun-filled day. Obviously, it is Cinco de Mayo, so it's the 5th of May, right? Okay.
That is 5th of May.
Is it going to be held on the 5th of May? Is that fall on a Saturday? No. That was where I was thinking, I don't think that's going to be a Saturday when I was saying that.
Actually, we celebrate the first Saturday in May.
Okay.
Because, each year might be the 6th, might be the 7th, might be the 2nd or 3rd of May. But it's the first Saturday in May. That's when we
So what is that date?
It's going to be the 7th, May the 7th this year.
Okay. And are you still taking vendor applications?
Yes, we are. We take all the way till the day before.
Okay.
And normally, I would say an average of 92 vendor applications, we hand out, and that's how many vendors we actually get at the park.
In what park is that?
This is Kiwanis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Kiwanis Park.
Kiwanis Park, yes. A city park. It's a huge park. It's actually like almost, I think it's a little over 16 acres. And they have a pavilion, they have a gazebo, and of course the walking trails there. So that's around and along the trail, that's where the vendors set up. And we use the gazebo as the main stage and the pavilion as a secondary stage where some entertaining is going on.
Well, it really has grown. I can remember, Roy, when you first started this festival, and it's not it's just not I mean, it's always, let me speak. It is a fun day.
It is.
But it also benefits some very worthy causes. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Definitely our scholarship recipients. That is our biggest drive for the festival,
Mm-hmm.
is that we want to give back as much as we can to our graduating seniors in Angelina County, and then also to some of the kiddos who are already in college and are trying to, continue their education that way.
And that is so helpful, when you have kids in college and you don't realize the expense. And it gives a lot of kids an opportunity to go to college who would normally not have that opportunity.
Well, the scholarships are $1,000. That's and the goal is to have 25 $1,000 scholarships for graduating seniors each year. But we also have kids in college that might or might have not received a scholarship from Cinco de Mayo. They might be in the last year or the second or third year of college, and they can also apply and that's another good chunk of money, that they it goes towards, because you already know when we go in, the goal is 25,000 for these seniors. But as I say, we gave over 54,000 this year, so where that other, the 25 plus to reach to 54 is college students and also through Miss Cinco de Mayo contest.
Yeah, that raises a lot of money.
That's a lot of fun.
And I guess I'm sure it's a huge honor to be selected as one of the candidates, but it's also a lot of work. So those ladies are really working hard to raise the funds. And you mentioned they go into the scholarships, but they also go back to some other nonprofit organizations in town.
As well, for instance, since we use a city park, we try to donate to that particular park, and it's usually $1,000 donation that we give to the city parks and recreation department. As I stated, since our goal is education, Adult Learning Center, which is with Angelina College, they also get. At some years we skip, but we try to give to Stubblefield Learning Center as well some funds, and of course we Love Inc., Christian Information, and Service Center, Boys and Girls Club. Those are some that we usually give funds to. We also have families with a catastrophic need. If I guess the bread earner, the one actually, whether it's the mom or the dad, they have a catastrophic need, and by that it could be an illness, it could be an accident, it could be the house burned down. We do help. It's not many because that's not the purpose, but we do help with a one-time $500 donation to those.
That's nice. And it's good to point out that they are a 501c3 organization as well, so any contribution that you would make to Cinco de Mayo is tax deductible, and it's also knowing that your money is going to all of these wonderful causes and scholarships. Okay, so the information can be found where? If you want more information about the event, can you go online and get information?
You can. We have our website, and Roy, can you tell them the website?
I don't have it memorized.
I don't either, but I do know we're on Facebook.
Okay,
for sure.
So just type in Cinco de Mayo, Lufkin, Texas, and check it out.
And I hate that I don't have it memorized, but we do have a website up, and it's current.
Well,
We
what
make sure
about,
to keep it current.
is there a phone number that you can call for more
Yes.
information or to
Yes.
get that website?
Yes.
Yes, and it's 936-632-8444. That's the phone number. Although each, like they sometimes call Janet directly if it's related to the poster child. If it's related to Miss Cinco de Mayo contest, then it's Marisa Guerrero. She will be the one taking the calls on that. Because we actually have a board, a 17-member board, and they're all community leaders here in Lufkin. With the school district, we have 3 or 4 employees with Lufkin ISD on our board, and people from banks, from the Lufkin Daily News, you name it. There's and business owners, local business owners. As we get together during the meetings, we have an agenda and work each point of the agenda, and someone is in charge of that aspect, because just entertaining alone is tough to entertain for 6 hours straight.
It's a big event. Okay, so we're going to see a lot of dancing and singing.
Yes, local
for
bands.
the Mexican culture.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, mariachis and bands, and we have even some of the students from our local schools that come out and do their little singing and dancing. So there is something for everyone
to
come and
like
enjoy.
So we're talking about Cinco de Mayo. It's coming up the first Saturday in May at the Kiwanis Park right here in Lufkin. So come hungry, because there's lots of great food out there and a lot of wonderful entertainment. And keep in mind, this is a family-friendly festival. Roy, Yaneth, thank you for joining us on City Hall Update, and we wish you the best of luck for this year's festival.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. Yes.
And that's all for this edition of City Hall Update. We appreciate you joining us and hope you will tune in again to get the latest information about the city and the surrounding area. I'm Yana Ogletree. Have a great day.